Cambodia today is a country plagued by a crisis within its judiciary. Ordinary Cambodians speak of a corrupt police force and a justice system that favors only the rich and the powerful. The lack of rule of law is viewed as one of the most enduring legacies of the Khmer Rouge. I'm Fauzia Ibrahim. On this edition of 101 East, we ask, is there true justice for ordinary Cambodians today?
In the history of the 20th century, no society has been so willfully devastated as Cambodia. After civil war and mass murder under the Khmer Rouge, the country has only just begun to emerge from its darkest age. But despite more than a decade of peace, the rule of law is almost completely absent. The courts and the police are seen by critics as tools of the powerful, while petty criminals face harsh punishment. Many Cambodians speak of a system that favors only the wealthy and well-connected.
So this is why we have such a problem, because this is the structure of mafia. Mafia, you have the godfather, and he protects, etc. We don't want to see a structure of mafia. We want to see a legal structure, a structure of a country that respects a rule of law.
On the 25th of March this year, while the first Khmer Rouge leader was being tried by the United Nations-backed tribunal, a robbery took place on the outskirts of Phnom Penh. Eyewitnesses claim the police chased 3 suspects into some fields between 2 villages. In Cambodia, the mere suspicion of guilt can be a death sentence. Hundreds of angry people surrounded and beat the suspects to death. But the circumstances surrounding the killings remain unclear. We've come to investigate what happened. Mob killings have come to represent the complete absence of the rule of law. In some cases, the police appear to be directly involved. Near the scene, we found a witness. We had to disguise his identity because of his incriminating testimony.
On bong chong xua mỗi rương để thàประมาณ khai muốn để cái vay chào rồi đi màn nè nó mình khơi đấy cả không chẳng mà mơ to là yeah I drove my cattle over there. I the one who cry out.
Oh, really? Okay. So can you explain what did he see?
I saw several policemen with the motorbike and their light turned on, and I saw one of the guy in the t-shirt, and I thought that he was a thief, and then I cried out. After I cried out, some other guy said that all the thief running forward, and then the 2 other guys running into the bush here, and one other guy ran into the bush here, and they were rounded up by the people. Yeah, after they were beaten up and they were handcuffed by the police. After handcuffed by the police unlocked the handcuff and allowed the villager to beat them up again.
These killings are known as people's courts, where mobs act as judge, jury and executioner. In the village next to the crime scene, people were wary of talking to outsiders. Many claim they didn't witness the crime or were away when it took place. It was apparent that they were scared of the police and of reprisals from those who took part. But the local village chief had little doubt whether the killings were justified.
Do you believe these men were innocent or guilty?
But not everybody shared the same view. A former military policeman, CHHOEUN, told us the mob killing reminded him of the Khmer Rouge, when people were murdered on suspicion.
I still think that if only one policeman with arm can control the crowd easily.
In this photo, a man with an AK-47 rifle can be seen to the right. The suspects were attacked with iron bars and sticks. The beating lasted more than an hour. Witnesses say there were at least half a dozen police officers at the scene. News reports quoted the police chief, who claimed his men were in fear of their own lives and had no choice but to give up the suspects. We wanted to hear from the police themselves. We went to the local police outpost that first responded to the incident, but they told us that we should speak to their superiors. The following day, we went to see the commune police chief.
We understand that there were 3 thieves who were caught in March. We just want to learn what happened according to the police.
When we asked the police, they said that they are, like you said, they cannot control the crowd. So I think that if we have enough evidence to prove that the police hand over deliberately the victim to the crown, the police also should be prosecuted.
The suspects who were beaten to death had allegedly stolen a motorbike from 2 young sisters, Chani and Channa. Although the women didn't raise the alarm themselves, neighbours in the village called the police. The sister's uncle is a senior policeman in Phnom Penh. There has been no further investigation into the killings. As far as the police are concerned, the case is closed. Despite repeated requests, the police refused to talk. On the day of the killings, the bodies of the 3 suspects were brought to a nearby temple to be cremated. Late that night, Van D, the wife of one of the suspects, was told to come to the crematorium to identify her husband's body. But at the crematorium, she was told that there was one survivor. The man in charge of the crematorium, 82-year-old CHHOEUN, first noticed that one of the suspects was still alive.
បើរឿងហ្នឹងគេថាវាត្រង់ខ្ញុំដុតមុនគេខ្ញុំថាចឹងមកបើអាហ្នឹងដាក់មុនគេអាហ្នឹងមីគេថាមីគេដាក់មុនគេខ្ញុំទាញអាហ្នឹងមកដាក់ដល់ដាក់ចឹងវាធ្វើថែចឹងថាអូអាហ្នឹងរស់ខ្ញុំថារស់ហើយរស់អត់ដុតទេរស់យកហៅគេហៅឡានពេទ្យឡាននេះយកទៅដឹកទៅកន្លែងណាខ្ញុំអត់ទទួលស្គាល់ទេអ្នករស់ខ្ញុំដុតតែអ្នកបូជាស្លាប់ទេ
The survivor was Soksiet, Van Die's husband.
ចាខ្ញុំនឹកឃើញថាមិនគួរណាប្តីខ្ញុំគាត់មិនបានធ្វើអញ្ចឹងផងហេតុអីក៏គាត់ដល់ថ្នាក់ស្លាប់ថ្នាក់អីចឹងខ្ញុំវាមិនអស់ចិត្តពីដើមមកគាត់រត់តែម៉ូតូដូគាត់ធ្វើតែសំណងហេតុអីក៏គាត់ដល់ថ្នាក់គេវាយគាត់ដល់ស្លាប់ចឹងពេលក្រោយមកខ្ញុំនឹកស្មានថាគាត់គេយកគាត់ទៅពេទ្យហើយខ្ញុំអាចយកគាត់មកផ្ទះវិញបានមើលថែខ្លួនឯងតាំងក៏ពិតមិនអាចទៅរួច
Van Die's husband, Soksiet, was handed down a guilty sentence. He will spend the next 6 years in this maximum security prison on the outskirts of Phnom Penh. Little is known about what was said during his trial. Those details remain secret under Cambodian criminal law.
They do not allow to take it.
But through letters from prison to his wife Van Die, Soksiet insists upon his innocence.
ចូលមកដល់ Van Die ជាទីស្រឡាញ់តើអូននិងកូនសុខសប្បាយដែរឬទេ My dear Van Die, are you and the children keeping well? For me, I am not feeling very well because my injury have not yet healed. Now, I don't want to talk much about it. Please go to the human rights group LICADHO and ask them to find justice for me. Please tell them I have not committed any crimes. ព្រោះប្តីខ្ញុំជាអ្នករត់ម៉ូតូឌុបពេលនោះមានបរិសុទ្ធ2នាក់ The police allowed the mob to beat us to death without finding out the truth. Those police handcuffed me and the thief and allowed the mob to attack and beat us to death. The police also wanted to kill me. Finally, I hope that you and father go to find justice. Best wishes to you, the children and father. Soksiet, cell number 4.
In today's Cambodia, the presumption of innocence before guilt is almost totally absent. Suspects are routinely paraded in front of the media with proof of their guilt. They are often forced to reenact their alleged crimes before they have been tried in a court of law. Police and the courts often use the term guilty person to refer to suspects. This way of thinking goes back to the Khmer Rouge period, when courts were abolished, lawyers and judges murdered, and decisions about guilt or innocence became arbitrary. With the total destruction of the country's legal system, every decision rested with the Khmer Rouge leadership. The Onka, as it called itself, demanded absolute obedience in the hierarchy.
If the Onka or the superior arrest someone, the inferior think that they are guilty because Onka knows everything. So if Onka arrest, they are guilty. So there is no presumption of innocence.
In the regime's most secret prison, S21, everyone who was arrested was assumed guilty and had to be put to death. On the 26th of July, the very first verdict in the UN-backed Khmer Rouge tribunal was handed down after more than 3 decades since the crimes were committed. Comrade Doik, the commandant of S21, received a 35-year sentence for crimes against humanity.
I think the idea of putting people who were former national leaders on trial, bringing them to account for what they have done, delivers a message that nobody is above the law, and that eventually even people like this can be held accountable.
In addition to trying senior Khmer Rouge leaders for their crimes, one of the stated aims of the tribunal is to raise the standard of the judiciary nationwide. In a country where courts are subject to political manipulation and corruption, the UN-backed tribunal is seen as a model.
This tribunal, like others, has a legacy mission, and part of that legacy is passing on the skills and the experiences that the judges and prosecutors here have learned back into the national system. The judges and prosecutors that are here come from the Ministry of Justice and the regular Cambodian judiciary. So I think they will take their skills when they leave here and will be able to share that with their fellow judges.
When I went to join the trial of the, I can notice that Cambodian judge, Cambodian co-prosecutor, etc., respect the international legal rule, you know. So they know how to do. It's not because they don't know. They know how to do. But when I go back to the national court, they continue to take the bad habit. So the problem, I think, that is not very much skill training, about the skill training. The problem is the political will.
When it was first proposed, the Khmer Rouge tribunal was meant to instigate judicial reform in Cambodia. But after more than a decade of negotiations with the Cambodian government, court officials see this as being unrealistic.
Yes, this court cannot and shall not reform the national judicial system. That is a separate process which needs to be initiated by the Cambodians themselves.
Strengthening the rule of law ultimately lies on reforming not only the judiciary, but also the police. The Royal Cambodian Police were born of a militia during the Civil War, when able-bodied men were recruited in villages, given a few days' training and told to fight the Khmer Rouge. The national priority then was the defense of the country, not law enforcement.
What there? What?
A decade of peace has brought about tremendous economic and social change, but the basic ideas of civilian policing have yet to take root in this institution born of war. Today, at the National Police Academy outside Phnom Penh, recruits are drawn from all over the country. They learn about police procedure, the internet, and the rule of law. These classes are billed as the first steps towards reforming an institution that has been all too slow to change. The biggest challenge to any kind of reform is a firmly entrenched system of patronage, where loyalty is rewarded with protection. The police are seen as tools of the powerful, an accusation that Police General CHHOEUN at the Academy dismisses.
ខ្ញុំសូមបញ្ជាក់ជូនថាក្នុងច្បាប់ដែលមានជាធរមាននៅក្នុងប្រជាណាចក្រកម្ពុជាក៏ដូចជាគោលការណ៍របស់ក្រសួងមហាផ្ទៃមិនអនុញ្ញាតឲ្យមន្ត្រីនគរបាលណាក៏ដោយមិនអនុញ្ញាតឲ្យប្រជាពលរដ្ឋណាក៏ដោយរំលោភបំពារបំពានទៅលើជនណាម្នាក់ទៀតទេប៉ុន្តែខ្ញុំគ្រាន់តែសូមបញ្ជាក់ថាទង្វើរបស់បលិសជាតិកម្ពុជាគឺថាភាគច្រើនក៏ល្អហើយជានិច្ចកាលយើងខ្ញុំតែងតែស្រាវជ្រាវរកចំណុចខុសឆ្គងនេះដើម្បីកែលម្អ
But Human Rights Watch and Amnesty International accuse the police of widespread abuses, from rape and torture to extortion and murder. Activists allege the police enjoy complete impunity.
We have strong evidence that during the interrogation, the police was responsible for the death of some suspect. But at the end, the police were not, and there were no investigation and no action against these policemen. So if you allow such a kind of impunity, it's a problem.
Cambodia's new penal code allows the government to silence its critics, and workers who organize strikes face increasing harassment. Since 2004, at least 3 union leaders have been murdered. The authorities have failed to investigate.
These are garment factory workers who have been on strike for the past 4 days, demanding better pay. Their leader has just been released after several hours in police custody. And human rights workers and activists see this as government intimidation to keep them in line.
At a strike at a garment factory, one woman had been severely beaten by police. One eyewitness described what happened. She had to be evacuated to hospital. The factory workers gathered some distance from the police, where they vented their anger and frustration at the violent tactics used to arrest one of their union leaders. Many activists say the best measure of police reform would be whether the police are able to win the trust of the Cambodian people.
People need to trust the law enforcement. Here, when you see some policemen, some people told, oh, what happened, why they come? It's sometimes a sentiment of worry. So that is not good, you know. If people see the police and have a sentiment of security, that is good. It means that they trust the law enforcement, they trust that the police is here to protect them.
The police announced that the mob killing that occurred here in March will not be investigated. They claimed that any inquiry would lead to unrest amongst the locals.
If people start making their own law, making their own justice, it shows that they don't trust the law enforcement. They don't trust the court. So we have to do the justice by ourselves, the mob killing. If you interview the people who commit such a crime, they said, because we cannot rely on our law enforcement. So it means that the rule of law in Cambodia is still very weak.
And that's all the time we have for this edition of 101 East. You can always follow the program on our website, podcast and Facebook. From all the team, thanks for watching.